All right, so the water system on these Apaches is kind of a weak point. They're several decades old now. I mean, these things are from the 70s, early 80s, and plastic becomes quite brittle and ages quite a bit in that time. And what we were afraid of on this was that it was going to crack and break on us when we were camping, and we didn't want that because we were going to be several thousand miles from home. So we upgraded it to this. This is a SureFlow. And one of the biggest reasons we upgraded it was it has an anti-flowback valve. So once this is primed with city water, that pressure stays there. So when you get to the campsite where you don't have city water, you don't have to sit there and pump the faucet forever trying to prime it and then hope that the cap stayed sealed. We had a couple times where the original cap didn't stay sealed and we could not prime the faucet, and it was a huge pain in the butt. So this has a built-in anti-flowback valve. It's just a one-way valve, so the pressure goes in, but it doesn't come back out. And this is just kind of a dust cap. And it also has a built-in pressure regulator, which is nice. So, you know, different water systems have different pressures, and sometimes they'll surge. And the last thing you want to do is to be asleep in your camper and have the water pressure surge and break your water line, and then you got water all over the camper. Nobody likes that. So we went ahead and we got this SureFlow. Now, let's see if I can get the model number there. The model number is 83-029, and it's set at 25 psi max. I'll try to put a link to this in the description, so if you want to buy one, you can. To install, it was really easy. I took some tin snips and enlarged the hole just a little bit. It was probably less than a quarter inch all the way around. It was really simple to do. And I believe the rivets actually lined up in the original location. I used some sealant and sealed it up and hooked to the original water line behind that. So this is a great upgrade if you're gonna use the city water at all, or you're afraid that it's just gonna break off and you're gonna use your faucet with the inside tank. Then I mean, this is also a great way to go. It fills a hole, it gives you the built-in pressure regulator and the anti-flowback valve, and it's fantastic. I love this update, and this would be one of the first things I did if I bought another Apache. All right, so we're inside the camper now, and if you can see, that is the back of the SureFlow. So if we're gonna hook up to city water, it would come in through there, and you see it's got like a little elbow on it, and it's that hose. Well, that hose comes over here, which is a one-way check valve. So this one-way check valve allows the pressure to go up to the faucet and pressurize the faucet if you're hooked up to city water, but it won't pressurize your tank. If you don't have that one-way check valve and you just have a T in there, what will happen is water will feed through the pump backwards and then fill up your tank and just keep running. It'll make a heck of a watery mess. So you want that one-way check valve, and I'll try to put the part number for that at the end of the video. And then it goes up, and this is the hose for the faucet, and the faucet is right here. Now this one is made by Atwood. It's pretty similar to the original faucet that came with Apaches and many other pop-ups. Like the Coleman pop-ups used about the same thing. And how these work is you turn it counterclockwise, and that would turn it on. If we were hooked up to city water, it would be on right now, it'd be flowing, but we're not. So these things can turn a little bit further counterclockwise, and then bam, that'll pop up, and this is all of a sudden a hand pump. So if you have an onboard water tank and you have this hooked up correctly, you can pump water straight out of the tank. You don't need electricity or anything. But one of the bad things about that is you need a hand to pump it to get water out. So if you're washing your hands, you would have to pump it with one hand and wash the other hand, and then like pump it with the other hand and wash that hand, and it just doesn't work out. So our solution to that was, when we don't have city water, so we don't have to pump it by hand, we installed a little bump switch here, and that's right at hip level. So I can come over here, open the faucet, and then bump that switch with my hip, and it'll turn the faucet on, and water would come out. So that's super handy. I can have, you know, dirty hands from like throwing steaks on the barbecue, and I can wash both of them at the same time. It's pretty fantastic. And so that little electric pump is right there, and it goes from the tank and then up to that one-way check valve. The pump was pretty cheap. It was under $30. The switch I just had laying around, but I'm sure you could buy a switch for like $2 or something like that. So it was a pretty nice upgrade. As you can see, that white thing right there is our water tank. I've got it empty right now because this was winterized. And then the water tank has a fill tube there. It's corrugated. That white corrugated tube back there that I can't seem to focus on. And that will go to a hatch on the outside. So you can just fill it from the outside with your city water hose. We use a potable drinking water hose, by the way. It's it's made for drinking water so that you're not getting weird chemicals in your water, because it's kind of awkward drinking crazy chemicals. So you want to make sure you get a potable water hose when you get a hose for the camper. So I hope this helps you guys out. I know a lot of these Apaches, the water systems have been gutted over the years or destroyed, and it's kind of hard putting them back to original without having something to go by. So I hope this was useful to you. If it was, please hit like. It helps put the video up there in the rankings so other people that can find it as well. They don't have to search through a bunch of other videos that don't help out, just to find something that helps them out. And always feel free to subscribe. You never know when I'm going to have a new video out that might just help you out. So I hope this helps you guys out. Remember, like, subscribe, and happy camping.